And we are back.
We're back. What's up, girl?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. We are in October.
Yes, we are back from our break.
It was a fabulous break. Right now we're testing. And if y'all have been following us over the last
Few months.
4 years, you will see that we're in a new space.
We are. We found a home away from home.
Oh
Literally
God.
away from home.
So who are you?
I am Natalie
And
Hayden.
I'm Laverne Badger.
And we are
Expose the podcast.
So welcome back,
Welcome
right?
back, girl. So I've been looking forward. We've been super, super busy. However, I have been waiting to get back behind the mic. Like
she has been, and I've been like, what
we
are we gonna talk about?
Talk about. It's just so much to freaking talk about, and so many changes that we're going to be bringing to the audience. Like we needed that time. That's why we take that time in the summer. It seems like a little bit of a break
because we're not just a podcast.
We're not just a podcast. We're a nonprofit. So we're in classrooms. We're doing it in trainings. We doing conferences. So we have to allow ourselves some time for that, time for family. So, but we're back. I love this piece because then we can just talk. And so it's a lot that went on. So the first thing
I don't even know where to start. Laverne just wants to talk.
I do. Let's talk about this R. Kelly business. This is one thing that we're going to be bringing new to you all is current events, things that are happening around the world, not just in our city, and people talking about R. Kelly right now. So R. Kelly got convicted, and the number one question is, do we still listen to his music?
Yes. And that's what
do you want to think about it?
No, I didn't need to think about it.
I
don't need to think about it only because, like that's your business and what you decided. But what we all get to collectively celebrate is that someone has been held accountable for poor choices and ill behavior that affects a lot of us.
Right.
So that's really all that I care about. But it doesn't take away from the fact that he has made great music and good luck with that.
So here's the thing. I was on the fence with it. I was one of those diehards, like, F. R. Kelly, we ain't supporting him because anything that gets streamed or downloaded, that's still sending money in his pocket to help pay for the legal team and all of that. And so now that it's over with, he's been convicted.
And his funds is drying up.
Right. That I'm just gonna be honest. He has some dope hits out here, and us as advocates, we're never advocating for
that behavior.
For that behavior, but we can throw out.
We just gotta be
real. Elvis
be
Presley.
realistic.
People still listening to Elvis Presley.
We just have to be
marry
realistic.
His wife at 14, 13, if you want to go back, but we're just not. Everybody's not held to the same standards. So I don't care what anybody's preference is, but we're not gonna judge them for whatever they decide to do, whether they listen to R. Kelly or not, right?
Yeah, I am not the judge and jury of anyone. Yeah. I am the judge and jury of Natalie. And I just like to make sure if I want to hear R. Kelly, and it's not often, but there are some moments
if
where
it come on the radio, you ain't turning it off. But you ain't going looking for it.
I'm not going looking for it. But I am very grateful that he did. He was held accountable for his behaviors.
Right.
And so
the other thing that was in the news is Mr. Cosby got off, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
So they sent him home because of a technicality in regards to his rights, his legal rights or something, right? So I don't know the ins and outs of that, but I don't know how, it was like, I don't know. I never stopped watching the Cosby Show. So he got convicted of that. That was, I don't know how we feel about that either. But the other thing is they didn't take it off TV either. So
and I was really grateful for that.
The reruns was still out there, right?
Cosby's.
They didn't really cancel Cosby.
No, there is no, to me, there was no Cosby cancel culture. And I'm grateful for that because he put a lot of great content out for the Black community.
The Black family.
I will say that for the Black family and the Black community.
Family was doctor and lawyer and,
something to look up to and build to.
Middle to upper class, but then their kids weren't perfect. They weren't trying to
Mhm.
portray perfect kids, but just kind of gave you a different perspective. So he was down for the culture and changing the outlook of the Black family.
I
So
think it's really important that we are not so big on canceling people out. You know, you want to allow people to have human
cancel that shit. Cancel culture,
yeah,
right?
how about that? You know,
Yeah.
because all of us are human and no human experience really should be foreign to anyone. All of us are capable of doing some R. Kelly type shit. And that is the truth.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay, we gonna have to. Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right, now you this
That's a
you,
loaded.
you,
That
you
was
that was
loaded.
loaded. That was loaded.
Absolutely.
So R. Kelly type shit
Meaning the behavior.
underage,
No, I'm meaning the behavior.
just
Any human
having bad
any
behavior.
human behavior should not be foreign to anyone. All of us are capable of
Some
killing. All of us are capable of doing harm to someone. All of us are
yes,
no human experience should be foreign to none of
absolutely,
us.
absolutely. So when absolutely, so because they got caught. If you think about some of the stuff we did when we
Just
were
think about
younger
if
and
some of your shit was
teenagers, and
exposed.
right, you'd be like, oh dang, maybe I took it too far. This
You will
one,
want
or did
someone
I
to
take
have a
it
little bit of
right?
grace and hold you accountable, but also let you live. So let R. Kelly live now that he's been accountable.
Right. Get
Okay.
the help that he needs.
Yes. And
Because
so
people were
that's what I
trying to
mean by
because
that.
people were trying to drag what's my girl name? I just absolutely love her. Singer,
Kelly
not Kelly.
Price.
We need to talk about Kelly for a second. What is her name?
I don't
She's
know.
on um Queens. She's on Fox Soul
Is it
with Vivica
Brandy? Is
Fox
it Eva?
and Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray. Starts with the S. Selena Johnson. Jesus. Woo! Shout out to Chicago. I love me some
Mm-hmm.
Selena Johnson. That woman is beautiful to me
Mm-hmm.
in spirit, her voice, how she looks, how she carries herself. But they were trying to drag her a little bit because she was saying that when they talked about it on their show,
Mm-hmm.
is that she said she wished that I think she was saying that she didn't necessarily think he needed to be convicted, but put into a mental place to get the help that he needs,
Mm-hmm.
because the abuse that he endured was ultimately the reason why
And it was
he
never
and was
dealt with.
never dealt with
That's
that
typically the
abuse.
case, though.
And so right, and
Yeah.
so she was saying it from the perspective of needing help, him getting the help that he
I
needs.
think
And
that he does need help, but also at the same time, you need to be held accountable.
you do need to,
Get the help
nobody is saying,
and be
and
held accountable too.
right, and that's not what, and she was saying that he should be held accountable, but they want to make sure, because I think part of what it was being said is like, um, they throw Black men in jail and just,
Fail to
okay,
give
you
them the
do the
help.
time. They don't give them the time, and
Well,
then
it's
even when they come back out to society, are they worse off than they came because
well,
they
that's
didn't
the
get the
system, and that to me, that's intentional. They're not here to give you help.
right,
You need a
right,
village and a community that can get to you before, and that's where we have failed him. And those have those people that were around him, his entourage. That's where we failed him. Someone should have said, "You need help.
right,
I'm not doing this for you. Before you get caught, this is what you need to do."
right.
So we need to get to that because the system is doing what it's supposed to
It's
do.
supposed to do what it was in,
It
what it
ain't
was.
here to rehabilitate you.
It's to lock you up.
It's to lock you
It's to
up
lock you up.
and
Yep.
take away your humanity. So
Right.
so when we want to speak to the humanity of a person, you want to do preventative work and get to them before the system get a hold of them,
Right.
because that's not their job. So
Right.
I think we have a misunderstanding of what the system is there for.
So does that go with abusers? So when we talk about men who abuse, women who abuse, um, should they go? Should they be put into prison? Should they go to prison? Yes.
Depends on
But
what they
should they
did.
go to a rehab sort of place, like similar to the Alma Center? You know, Alma Center is one of those places where it's court appointed, where men, specifically men, go to get counseling and help and training on anger management and all of that stuff.
It's really
Is it
subjective, though. It
right?
really
Because
is subjective, and it depends on the type of crime or issue or whatever that is. But treatment is individualized. It's very unique to the person.
and usually when you're forced treatment doesn't
Mhm.
work.
No, a person
So
needs to
if I
arrive
yeah, so if I went to jail for abuse
habitual
and the judge
abusing.
said go to the AMA center or wherever to get this 60 hours or whatever, however many hours you need, I'm just going to fulfill this obligation, not because I'm learning anything from it. You hope that somebody learns something
Or
from it.
not. Some people, they don't even take that, because you have to get to a space where you're ready and you're open to the type of
The
treatment that you
change.
may need.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I
so
get
it,
that.
it, it really is subjective. And so
So
mm,
Kelly Price. Miss
mm,
Kelly, I love Kelly. So when I heard, I just came across the phone and was like, Kelly Price is missing. I'm like, how can a whole person like Kelly Price be missing? How can that's somebody who don't want to be found? That was the first thing I thought is you you that's different from me and you going
mhm,
missing. Okay, put out an APB on us
mhm.
and say Natalie and Vern ain't showed up at home or whatever. But somebody like Kelly Price, you don't just go missing unless you don't want to be found and off the grid. And so the story started to unfold. You know, she had COVID, it was bad. She was in the hospital, she was on a ventilator, things of that nature, and then went home to recover.
My
But
first thought
she wasn't responding to anybody.
my first thought is that it's just like any other news is they put out what they want us to know, and I immediately thought I don't have enough information to make any type of judgment about this.
Right. Like again, at the end of the day, it was as stories started to unfold
Mm.
where about it just seemed like all you had to do was say I'm good, y'all. Like when you start getting
Or
the
is it?
police, yeah, because when you start getting wellness checks sent to your house, because there I think Nikki the singer was
Mhm.
saying went on record saying that she had spoke to her daughter was concerned, they hadn't talked to her since she was released from the hospital, she wasn't responding, all those things,
Mm.
and that they were sending out a wellness check with police because she wasn't responding, and so they went and did that. I said when to me when that starts happening, then you should say something. This isn't just you and I.
Mm.
This you got a whole publicist that could have responded on your behalf, and all you really had to say was, "I'm good. Don't want to be bothered. Please respect my privacy," kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was resources that were used.
Mhm.
It seems that could have possibly been prevented. But then on the other hand, I never really saw the whole interview when she came on and did
Mhm.
that made that video saying she was okay. She felt like her daughter was being manipulated. I only saw clips of that. I didn't see the whole thing. You know, because we do this DV work.
Mhm.
Everybody ain't being abused, but sometimes, you know, things made something just kind of made me feel a little bit that maybe because she had a boyfriend, now he's a husband. He
Mhm.
was being referenced as a boyfriend, now he's being
Mhm.
referenced as a husband. That just seemed a little bit odd.
I just feel like I don't even have enough pieces to her puzzle to even try to dissect all of that.
Well,
We are getting very small bits and pieces of
but at the end of the day, just say you good, right?
she
If
don't got,
you
I just
because
feel
what
like
you
she don't have to do that. That is her
but if you
business.
go if you go missing in action, even when you fall off the grid and
And maybe
you
that's why
got
I
a
have
whole
that
group,
response.
but you'll say
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I'm off the grid,
I
or
say
you
that
you
to my
drop that little nuggets for those
but
who
we don't
matter
we
to those
don't
who
know if
matter,
she
right?
did that though. There
But
I don't think it's enough. I don't think that I don't think we're not getting all of the information. I think that she could have done that and people
yeah,
may have not wanted a certain response and they may have put a bug in somebody's.
yeah,
We just don't know. And I just think it's so unfair that, we just have such an opinion about
So,
somebody else's ghosting.
but then here's the thing is that people say that it's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be a celebrity, you want people to follow you, you want the accolades, you want to be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But then when your public or fans show concern for you, you don't feel like you need to respond in any way, shape, or form if they're showing concern for you.
So what's the blueprint for being out in the open? You have to follow what everybody else says. You have to do things a certain way by your fans. I say absolutely not. I'm gonna tell you now how I choose to live my life, whether it's private or public, is how I choose to live. It's my
Mm-hmm.
business. If I have a publicist that says that, or that will advise me in a certain way, and I choose to not do that, I'm gonna have I'm gonna have zero fucks about it. I'm gonna do me totally. I promise you I am. So how she
So you
does
don't
that,
there's no sense of responsibility to your public,
to a certain degree, there's a sense of responsibility to my life,
to you
to me
first,
and my life first.
So,
Yes.
but me knowing you, you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to go off the grid to your family. I think what was concerning with this one is
It
family
depends on how
members.
family does me.
Which family, right?
Right.
Um, which family member? Because
Mm-hmm.
she was saying like, oh, I haven't talked to this sister who's saying
And
I
that's a
ain't
few
talked to her.
people.
I ain't talked to her, but Kelly was like, well, I haven't been talking to her, so why would she? But I'm just, at the end of the day, I don't know what I would have done. I know my immediate family would know because I
Mm-hmm.
have felt many times like falling off the grid. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to answer my phone. I don't want to
And I get to
I
do
don't want to
that.
be on Facebook.
And
I
I
don't want
do
to do
that.
nothing. I just don't want to do
Mm-hmm.
nothing. But the anxiety in me says I need to somehow always be tuned in
Present.
because I have
Nope.
children and
I'm the
grandchildren
total
out.
opposite from
I got
Laverne.
children and grandchildren out there. And so I always feel like if I did, because when we went to the concert this summer,
Oh yeah.
we went to go see Dave Chappelle, and they took our phones. The
I loved it.
anxiety was I had it. Oops, I had the phone
Mm-hmm.
that they had put in a pouch,
Mm-hmm.
locked up. But I felt like, oh my God,
Somebody needs to get to me. I need to get to
somebody,
somebody else.
why can't I it gave me some anxiety, and then almost 3 hours later, not a nan text, not a nan phone call, not a nan nothing. Wasn't nobody looking for
Mm-hmm.
me, wasn't nobody checking for me. But that's the society we in, that
Mm-hmm.
we feel like we need to be plugged in at all times. I think that's the yin. Natalie's the yin and yang of that, because she forces us. She will take it. She takes it, but she forces me to say, we don't have to do this. We can shut off, because even in the summer, I'm like, are we taking off the whole summer?
Yes, the whole
Like,
summer.
are people going to remember
Mm-hmm.
who we are? Are they going to go on to the next thing because
And if they do,
we
it's
haven't
okay.
been podcasting? And that's something you just got to get used to. And so I took on to that because
You just show up, you reinvent, evolve in different ways. And we're not just a podcast, and we've done that. And I think
right,
that is where you felt comfortable, like, okay, yeah, we get to take a break from this because now we get to
because we
focus
still
on
doing
this.
because we still doing
We're
other
still
work.
doing work.
We're
Yeah.
still doing other work. It was just the podcast is that fun piece that we get to communicate and talk about stuff that people aren't, which is why we're exposed, talking about different things.
Still
And
need a break from that.
we still
So
need a
you can
break from
have
that.
new,
And
so you can download new content and show up differently.
so yeah, this year
Yeah.
while we're doing our podcast, we're gonna have to bring in some we're gonna have some special guests that come in and talk about how it looked to unwind,
Yeah.
why it's necessary for us to unplug
Oh
and
yes.
and not be
On all the time and available and
and available
accessible.
all the
Yeah,
time.
that's
Why
real.
should somebody
That needs to
have
be a
that
whole
much
topic.
access to us?
We need a
So
whole conversation about
yeah,
that.
so it was a lot going on this summer. So, but we did some great things. We did some trainings.
Yeah, we just
We're a nonprofit,
yep.
Exposed Podcast
Yep.
Foundation now,
Yep.
and um I'm just excited about all the things. And so this is our first little
We're
intro.
finally building
Fun.
a nice solid team of people for Expose the
Yes.
Podcast, and that's very
Yes.
exciting for us, that we don't have to show up and it just be us, but we get to have other people that believe in our mission, that believes in our vision, and that enjoys their contributions to our work. So I'm super excited about
Yeah.
that.
New
More to
partnerships. New partnerships.
come. Yeah, more
Yep.
to
So
come.
yeah. So Tone Deaf Network. Shout out to them.
Yes.
Shout out to Tone Deaf. Yeah. So all that we still evolving, you guys.
Yes.
So we still trying to bring the best of us, and elevating. So what we did last year through the pandemic, we tried to figure it out. We was StreamYarding. We was, in different spaces that made it challenging to really connect with
We appreciated
people.
that virtual presence, though.
Yeah, and that's great for if there's a need for that.
Yeah.
We know that now exists, and we have access to doing that. But there's nothing like sitting
Connecting.
next to my
Yeah.
girl, and
And that it's
and
like that
because
physical, you need to have like physical confirmation almost, and just reading body language is really
right,
important,
right, right, exactly. So I'm just like, all right, Natalie, I can reach out and touch her now, and
Sip a
it,
glass of wine together.
yes, it almost wasn't a pandemic for us. You was like the second wife. Like the Richard had two wives at this point. Like it was,
He did. He
it
really
was,
did.
it was, but we still had to be respectful. You got a child at home, and then I had a house full over the summer. My daughter was home, grandkids, so it was a lot moving, a lot of moving pieces. But I think we're back. Our energy is good. I think there's a lot to be
excited for,
that we're excited for you all, for
yeah,
us. Like,
share with us.
man, y'all think y'all saw a lot of us.
Oh, you really have no idea.
And outside of Wisconsin, so we're making moves like we just missed so much. We're gonna be in San Diego next year.
I mean, we can't even say exactly where we're gonna be, because we'll just be a lot of places. We want you guys to look forward to just joining us,
recognizing. And so the work that we're doing, because it ain't about us. Let's go on and show that we give all the accolades to God, because we couldn't do it, and as we continue, and even for me, we'll talk about that throughout the year too, is my spiritual journey,
yeah,
and my spiritual walk, and how that looks for me, and how it looks for you, how it looks for us in business, and and just I'm excited about unveiling all of that, because I know I can't be
everything.
Because I know I can't be the only one.
Oh yeah,
I'm not the only one who struggle with certain things when it comes to the spiritual walks and stuff. And so we're gonna give you guys a little insight on that as well.
We just have so much we want to share. And as we have chosen this path, and the path has chosen us.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. The path has chosen us. We want to make sure we live up to the name. We want to continue to expose and share as much as about our evolution in this walk. It is so imperative that people know that we are so relatable.
Yep.
Laverne is so much like me, and I'm so much like her, and we're so different, and we're so different,
right.
But we're all relatable, and there's something that we can learn to continue our evolving. Yeah. So well,
girl,
more to come.
More Exposed Podcast Foundation out here. And always check out our website, www.exposedpodcast.com. Anything that we're doing got coming up, it'll show up on our website. And again, y'all know where to find us on Facebook. And this was it.
This was fun.
We're moving into almost year 5
next year.
Oh, we need to have a whole episode on year 5, because
it's coming up.
Y'all,
yes, we are season 4.
Now, Natalie be low key with the anniversaries, right? Before we get off here, like every year we low key go has been our tradition. We
Yep.
go to Carson's.
Yep.
We order the same thing, which is a salmon. She's barbecue salmon. I'm
Yep.
blackened salmon, Caesar salad
We
with a
get
glass of wine
champagne
and
toast.
and a thing of fries. And a thing of
Yep,
fries.
yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And we sit there and we have a conversation, and we toast to the next year. Natalie, like, we need to do it different for 5. I said,
5 gotta bring
the
it.
extraness usually be me, right?
Nope.
Natalie, like, no, 5. We need to 5 needs to be celebrated with the community, the family,
we survived 5 years in this thing.
So we always would celebrate that real low key with each other, but year 5, July 2022.
Oh, it's gonna be everything.
Bring your A game. That black tie event.
Bring it.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't ready, but you're gonna be ready.
Yeah, you will
so that
be.
information is gonna come out soon. So we want to make sure that everybody gets that information, and we're excited about that. So.
Welcome to season 4, niggas.
We out here.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm Natalie Hayden.
And I'm Laverne Badger.
And we wrapping up. It's
Exposed the podcast.
Peace.
See you guys later.
Bye.